What's up, everybody? It's your Corey, KGQ Saint, back from the reaction video. Finally, Death Battle, Ichigo versus Yusuke, Yu Hakusho versus Bleach. So, I haven't picked a side yet. I might pick a side in this, but I'm just happy Death Battle's bad. So, anyway, might kick back enjoy the fight. So, I enjoy this fight like both characters. Anyway, like you've seen before, my full reaction Death Battle videos, you might see some cut-ups like me, just a camera. I'm trying to get a new memory chip, that way I have to do it the whole video. I could do the whole video like that. But anyway, let's dive into it. You already know special request. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you react to. Alright, check their name's good. Let's get it.
Ichigo Kurosaki versus Yusuke Urameshi.
The substitute Shinigami of Bleach versus the spirit detective
Yusuke
of Yu
Urameshi,
Hakusho. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tell me, Boomstick, what happens when we die?
Endless nothingness? Jeez, man, I don't know. We just started.
Our souls are ferried by Shinigami, gods of death, in an eternal cycle of death and rebirth.
That was my second guess.
And when a soul goes astray, warped by evil and regret, it's a Shinigami's job to purify such violent hollows and send them off to the realm of the dead, the Soul Society.
Works great till it doesn't. Enter Ichigo Kurosaki, whose tragic anime backstory came way too early when his mom was killed by a hollow. Reason number one why you should never want your kid to be the anime protagonist.
Left with his grief, young Ichigo was crushed under the weight of survivor's guilt.
So he lashed out the only way he knew how, beating people up.
But this wound began to heal when he found his calling, upon meeting a Shinigami named Rukia. To stop a powerful hollow, she gave Ichigo her powers, rousing unseen potential within.
Boom! Just like that, Ichigo's a Shinigami.
Substitute Shinigami. To carry out his duties, Ichigo sheds his body for an invisible one made of spiritual matter called Reishi. He can wield vast amounts of spiritual energy.
I remember back there, Rukia was explaining during her drawings. Ichigo always made fun of her for it when she was trying to explain it.
What it really means is he's a super-powered ghost with an epic sword. His spirit aura is so strong, it can stun lock foes, crushing them under his own power, even fatally.
He controls spirit matter in and around him, hardening his skin for defense and leaping off of invisible footholds in the air. Paired with speed-boosting skills like Shunpo, he can virtually fly.
Say goodbye to the kid who beat up bullies for their lunch money, and hello to the town's new superhero, with fellow Ghostbusters Orihime, Chad, and Uryu. Plus Rukia, it was the Shinigami's job to tear hollows.
I forgot what was Chad's real name. I know he's Brazilian.
GBA comes first,
I forgot his full real name. And Chad was actually his nickname.
It wouldn't be possible without his Shinigami blade, a Zanpakuto. It's basically a super-powered spirit that's physically a sword. Ghost Sword!
Though strangely, Ichigo's sword is composed of two distinct spirits, both named Zangetsu, which isn't confusing at all.
Just call him Old Man Zangetsu and Hollow Zangetsu. Anyway, the double ghost sword gives Ichigo lots of new moves, including his trademark attack, the sword beam to end all sword beams, Getsuga Tensho!
Getsuga Tensho is incredibly powerful, and so effective that Ichigo developed multiple variants. He can fire it as a wave, detonate it mid-attack to act as a barrier, and combine two at once into the even stronger Getsuga Jujisho.
To cut even the biggest hollows down to size, Ichigo was ridiculously strong, even from frame 1.
He can make giant shockwaves and parry spiritual light beams from a Menos Grande. And these aren't fake, slower-than-light lasers. Guidebooks confirm they're real light, and the novels say so too.
Plus, early on, Uryu moved so fast that he left his own shadow behind.
But as Ichigo became more involved with the Soul Society, he quickly found that he wasn't good enough.
This Byaku...
Yeah, Byakujo, when he showed man, he dropped ego just like that, and there was, and his powers were being restricted.
Can't even see him. Time for a good old-fashioned
He must be slow, even when falling.
Until now, Zangetsu had operated only in its base state, Shikai. So Ichigo learned to release its inner power, a 10 times boost that takes most Shinigami a decade to master. Bankai!
In Bankai, his speed skyrocketed, letting him turn the tables on douchebag Byakuya. Even in Shikai, he blocked an attack.
I always liked that blast sword, it was so cool looking.
Because Ichigo's greatest gift is his potential to improve. Despite only being a teenager, he mastered swordsmanship well enough to thrash experts who had been training for centuries. He can quickly adapt to new weapons and styles mid-fight, surpassing his limits time and time again.
Like when he took on Catboy Grimjow. He was getting clamped,
Yeah,
but as
Bobo
soon
could
as he
fight
heard
Bobo.
Orihime
Reggie
cheering him
ain't
on,
get
that was
Grimjow.
all he needed to smash that kitty.
You mean Grimjow, right?
Yeah, but even with that main character energy, Ichigo couldn't match Big Bad Aizen. With just a finger, Aizen stuffed Ichigo's Bankai and his theme song, Rude.
Ichigo needed to tap into his unexplained hollow power. Except Hollow Zangetsu wasn't going to make it easy.
Old Man Zang's pretty chill, but this guy's a menace.
Still, Ichigo needed his help and conjured a hollow mass to expand his power. But this meant the hollow within only grew stronger.
Masked up, he can fire lasers, bypass super senses, and heal lost limbs. But piss him off enough, and he'll go full hollow. And you really don't want that.
Hollowification exceeds even Bankai, and was enough to crush Ukiura in a battle that shook all of Hueco Mundo, the world of hollows.
Full hollow Ichigo could even tear through all 3 layers of hell.
But with help from his secret Shinigami father, Ichigo continued to train for months in the Dangai, a corridor between dimensions, until he was finally ready to challenge Aizen.
Challenge is an understatement. He manhandled Aizen, shattered mountains with sheer aura, and flexed so hard he smashed out of the black coffin, which crushes space like a mini black hole.
And yet, it still wasn't enough. So by becoming Getsuga itself, Ichigo unleashed his ultimate attack, Mugetsu, defeating Aizen at the cost of all his power.
He might have saved everyone, but now it was back to Normieville.
Ichigo never truly realized until then just how much being a Shinigami meant to him. The power to protect others, his drive, his pride in himself was gone. He would give anything to get it back.
And he did, thanks to a surprise assist from Rukia. Boom! Shinigami again!
Just in time for a 1,000-year blood war.
This one that show originally ended. That's what made me mad. A lot of people mad about it.
And while other Shinigami tried their best, only Ichigo was special enough to pull it off.
His father was a Shinigami. His mother was a member
captain.
of the ancient Quincy's, and possessed by a hollow. Hence, his 2 Zanbakuto spirits, one Quincy, the other hollow and Shinigami, made Ichigo a perfect union to break Yhwach's plan. Finally, Ichigo understood himself, fully unifying with both Zanbakuto spirits within. With that came a new Shikai and 2 new Zanbakuto.
True Shikai! If you thought Ichigo was strong before, oh boy, he's the strongest Shinigami alive. Dead. Undead? Yeah.
Stronger than Kenpachi,
Oh.
who could split the Dangai in half. Stronger than Senjumaru, who shook heaven and earth across the realms. And strong enough to match Yhwach, even after he absorbed the Soul King.
Juiced up with Soul King power, Yhwach could nuke all 3 realms. The human world, Soul
Yeah, I was so
Society,
mad they
and
didn't put this in the
Hueco Mundo,
anime after I
plus the
read the
Dangai
manga
and
and saw
Gargante
this. Like,
between,
man, after
which have
years,
a
they
bunch
finally
of
decided to do
dimensions
it.
sprinkled in. Hell, just the Soul King's corpse sent a shockwave across all the realms.
And it's not a matter of disrupting the flow of souls. Yhwach was going to end everything through sheer power alone.
But Ichigo still wasn't done powering up.
Entering a new half-hollow form and merging his Getsuga Tencho with a mighty hollow attack, the Gran Rey Sero.
Making a giant crescent slash that ripped through space itself.
All that power culminating in his true Bankai. A power so great, even Yhwach was scared of it.
Joke's on you! Ichigo didn't even need it! You're done!
Ichigo was finally content. And 10 years later, he remains a Shinigami, having found the courage to stand on the edge of life and death, conquer his fears, and walk onward. Most teenagers have no idea what they want to do with their life. However, that was hardly a problem for
Yusuke.
juvenile delinquent Yusuke Urameshi, because
Remember, they first
only
showed
ever
on Adult
wanted to
Swim, they
do one
did
thing.
draw more curse words in
Oh, yeah.
English dub.
It don't
Then
matter
they
who
kind
the
of toned
elves
it
are.
down
They
when they
women,
brought the
old
episodes
folk, or
back.
babies, Yusuke lived to fight. It's what
He's
teen
my
life
height.
means. Who cares
I'm
about
5'8"
stupid
and a
things
quarter.
like friends and family?
Which is why it was so surprising when one day he threw
Yeah,
himself
so
in
I'm
front of a
10 and a
speeding
quarter
car
inch
to
taller.
save a child, bringing that reckless life to a screeching halt.
Truck-kun claims another victim.
But this is chapter 1 of a
Yeah, I never did wrong with read the manga of Yu Yu Hakusho. Always managed to. I don't know why I couldn't find it. A friend of mine had it, but it'd be someone stole it from.
Blue-haired anime girl on a broomstick.
This was Botan.
Botan,
whose
yeah, I
job was
remember
to
her.
ferry Yusuke's newly deceased spirit off to the afterlife.
Unfortunately, or I guess fortunately for him, he was such an asshole that the underworld didn't see his selfless death coming.
Yes, his death
and
was
didn't have any
premature.
space
Said a
prepared
boy
for
would
him.
have missed. I
Imagine
remember
being
that.
such a menace to society that the second you do something nice, hell itself gets caught with its pants down.
So the
Lord, these stinking ads.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built an app.
So the underworld surrogate king, Koenma, offered Yusuke an alternative. He could return to
spirit
life as an
egg.
agent of the afterlife, a spirit detective, solving supernatural crimes and fighting off demonic threats to humanity.
Naturally, Yusuke did what anyone would do in that situation and told Satan Jr. to stuff it. I mean, he was never really good for anything and no one was gonna miss him. So what's the point of coming back to life? It's not like his mom would be sad, or his childhood sweetheart Keiko would be heartbroken, or even his rival Kuwabara would shed manly tears. Oh man.
At the sight of loved ones who cared far more than he ever expected, Yusuke had a
And
change
the
of heart
principal,
and
I
accepted
think
Koenma's
he
offer,
was principal.
returning to
He
life
cared
with a new
about him.
purpose and a new
To shut down
job.
two
And
teachers who
newfound
made fun of his
ass-kicking
death.
ability. In his quest to beat the dog shit out of demonkind, Yusuke learned to harness Reiki, or spirit energy. He's ridiculously strong, fast, and durable, heals from wounds quickly, and can see spirits invisible to mortal men.
Even early on, Yusuke could parry Suzaku's lightning arrows, which are formed from real lightning called down from the sky. And with the help of legendary
Genkai.
warrior Genkai, he mastered a signature move that could blast anyone to smithereens.
My
I think the
favorite
older
shonen move ever,
Frieza
the
English dub
Spirit
voice
Gun.
and Genkai, yeah, they had the same voice actor. I knew the voice seemed so familiar. It's the same voice as Frieza, the older back in the day. I don't think not so now. It's different. Now it's different. I like the newer voice a
off
little
surfaces for
bit
sneak
more.
attacks,
Hey, I like both of them
around like a
though.
rocket in flight, and produce massive explosions with each shot.
He can twist it up for a spirit shotgun, a mighty AoE blast, or a spirit punch, where he keeps the energy stored in his fists and clovers the hell out of you.
Dang,
And the
that was
spirit
Rando
wave,
in disguise. I
a
remember
Kamehameha
Rando,
from
one
before
of
we
the first
uncultured
earliest
Americans knew what a
arts scene
Kamehameha
actually first
was.
meet
Yusuke may be
Genkai.
a punk, but he's deceptively skilled and cunning in battle.
He's not afraid to fight dirty, throwing his shoes, using sleight of hand to place cigarettes on his foe to track them in the dark.
Personally, I'd call that smart, and his hand-to-hand is A+.
Yeah, I like that. That scene, he was cheating so hard to me.
Combat.
But his best secret is how quickly he improves. All it takes is a round of training or someone threatening his friends, and Yusuke's power will spike to match stronger enemies, even if it means literally burning through his own life force for a power-up.
All known demons and demon fighters are individually ranked on a scale of power from E to S.
E and D class demons are nothing special. We're talking local threats at best. C and B are getting a bit dicey in a destroy your city kind of way. A and S? Well, hold on to your ass. We're talking end of the world.
As Yusuke forged bonds with new allies, like demons Hiei and Kurama, as well as his old pal Kuwabara, he found himself facing opponents he couldn't beat, such as the monstrous Toguro, who could vaporize weaker demons and crush their
Yeah,
souls.
Toguro
with sheer
was,
force.
I was surprised
Yusuke
Toguro
needed
was
to
a B.
survive and protect his loved ones. So he had
And
no
the
choice
B
but
was
to
pseudo
rank up,
close to
even if
A.
it meant absorbing the power of a small star. Thanks, Genkai!
Our sun has an average luminosity of 380 septillion watts, or joules per second. Small stars like red dwarfs output about 1/10,000th of that. So this spirit orb's energy per second would equal about 9 million megatons of TNT.
Enough to send Toguro to the grave.
Even after pushing past his own limits, Yusuke would still need more power to face S-class threats like Sensui, a past spirit detective gone bad.
That's his
and a
that's
great
his true
measuring stick for
predecessor.
what
Yeah, that was his
top-tier demons
predecessor.
are capable of.
Sensui was so yoked he couldn't even use all his power in the human world without threatening to bring down the whole thing. He compared destroying the whole goddamn planet to kicking an anthill.
According to Genkai, Yusuke could destroy the planet too, if he really wanted. And even A-class threats like King Enma have shaken both the demon and human worlds.
That anima guy is strong as balls. In the past, he fought the Netherworld King Yakumo, who could eradicate the entire human world and remake the Netherworld.
But Yusuke's power surpassed both of them to the point where he
I think that's
overloaded
more. I
Yakumo
never
with
did
his
see
own
that.
energy.
Never did see
And
this.
do keep in mind, Yusuke was
I might
still
check it
only
out.
A-class at the time, a far cry from S-classes like Sensui, whose sacred energy was 10 times his superior.
But not for long, sucker, because turns out Yusuke was a demon himself.
Literally. Yusuke is the descendant of an ancient and incredibly powerful being, one of the strongest in
Raizo?
existence. Raizo.
Yeah, Ryzen,
the demon
Ryzen,
king.
Ryzen.
With his Bazoku mark, Yusuke can channel Raizen's spirit for a huge power boost and a massive thirst for murder boost. This was his first taste of a dangerous new type of spirit energy, Yoki.
A form of energy used by demons. Like normal Reiki, it can be amplified by intense emotions. Unlike normal Reiki, its use creates a pleasurable feeling, feeding into the user's rage and bloodlust, the feral animal within.
So Yusuke upgraded his spirit gun to a demon gun. It's the same thing, but red.
This was a good fight. I
Oh, it's
remember
strong
watching
enough to
that. I
blast
think
since we
my
passed
brother
the
and
horizon,
Bobby
putting
at the
Yusuke's
time,
power
we watched
firmly
it
in his
together.
blast.
And making him a prime candidate to rule the demon world. But as he was thrust into a tournament vying for that throne, Yusuke began to wonder if all this power was what he really wanted.
Yeah.
Self-reflection? From I'll kick your ass, Yusuke Urameshi? Nah, we can worry about that later. There's a tournament to win. Which one of you, girl, baby, or grandparents is
And I
first?
think he
Even
wanted
then,
the
as
red
Yusuke took
demon.
on the Demon King Yomi in an epic final battle, he was still growing. He had
Yeah,
become
you know,
far
he lost
stronger
the
than
fight,
before,
but he
even
still put
achieving
really,
a
really
unique
good
version
fight.
of the Mozoku form separate from Raizen's influence.
And a brand spanking new form of power. Kinda like Sensui's secret energy, but even better. It's so unprecedented, it doesn't even have a name, but it's golden glowy.
Strong enough to clash with Yomi, creating an explosion that split the heavens above and decimated the Okunin tree below, pushing the Demon King himself to his absolute limits.
But then, Yusuke lost. It's not all bad though. Even if being king would have been cool, Yusuke realized he wanted something more. He'd grown up and chose to walk a new path.
It was always Yusuke's connections with others that motivated him above all else. And it was in those connections that he
Yeah, she
found
grew
his
her hair
happy
back
ending.
out because she
But
cut
I
it
wouldn't
short.
piss him off if you can
for a little
avoid it.
while after
Get him in the
sometime
right
they
mood,
came back to
or
life.
threaten the human world, and the spirit detective will beat your stupid ass.
Long has its return been foretold, but now, finally, it is reborn.
Yeah, let me skip over there. I'm
The
ready for
original
the
death
fight.
battle shirt that once dominated the world.
.gg.
Just the time too. Let's get it.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm not picking a side. I'm just gonna enjoy this fight. Oh, come on! And his ass pissed me off.
That's a demon. That's a hollow. No doubt about it.
Okay, the music works.
Spirit gun! Getsuga Tensho! No match! Hollow. Chump change. Reckless idiot! What a baby! Little demon energy got you scared? Nah.
Oh yeah, still today. It's cool to meet Johnny, who has your voice as Ichigo. Also known as Adam from the Power Rangers, the Black Power Ranger, the second one.
Two at once? Damn, why didn't I think of that?
Give in to me, Yusuke. Let's devour him together.
Hell no! This is my fight, jackass! You just hold me back!
Okay, get into it. But I ain't Bankai yet.
Yeesh, rude awakening. This one's a piece of work. Need a hand, partner? Let's do it, like old times.
On! Cut! Tenso! Strongest!
I still miss like the katana shaped Bankai, but it's cool as well.
Is that the best you can do? I can go even faster if you'd like. Hell yeah! Bring it on, asshole! I'll kill you even if it kills me! I'm putting it all on the line! You better do the same! Screw that!
Looks like it might be it. Oh man.
Give me a freaking break. See you on the other side.
Good fight.
KO! You, think the afterlife offers frequent flyer miles?
There's a lot to cover here, so let's break this down into 4 chapters, starting with their abilities.
Yusuke could see Ichigo no problem, and resist auras like Taguro's that are similar to Reiatsu, so Ichigo couldn't cheese a win right away.
Otherwise, Yusuke was outmatched. Sure, the Spirit Gun could potentially match the Getsuga Tensho, and he had stat-boosting forms like the Mizoku. Ichigo, however, had more varied powers, a better healing factor, greater stamina.
Yeah, then to add a good feeling about
and all
that.
those swords, he just had way more abilities to play with.
Likewise, speed was a fairly easy call. Yusuke could react to lightning early on, and obviously
light
got much
speed
faster
is
over
different
time.
story
Looking
compared
at
to
this
lightning.
blast from his clash with Yomi, it erupted upwards at 57% the speed of light.
But Ichigo was faster than light from the start, and he's gotten faster too. He couldn't even see Byakuya at first, but blitzed him in the rematch. Plus, he's got tons of training and power-ups since then.
The Soul King Shockwave, for example, expanded across the realms at thousands of times light speed, and Ichigo reacted to attacks from Soul King Yuhabak that utilized the same power. So, Ichigo takes speed. But Yusuke's fought plenty of foes faster and more varied than him, so it's extremely important to examine their tactics and ability to adapt mid-fight.
This is kind of both their things. Ichigo has styled on guys with centuries of training and has over a decade of experience as a Shinigami. He's pretty good at figuring out new weapons and styles.
Meanwhile, Yusuke was flexible and quick to adapt, mixing cleverness with exceptional hand-to-hand. He's good enough to match Kabano, who mastered every martial art. Ichigo's decent at hand-to-hand, but it's not his go-to in the same way.
So, both had their strong suits, with advantages on each side. It's fair to call this one a draw.
Leaving only the biggest winning factor, which could have superseded all other advantages.
His ass piss me off.
These days, work moves fast. That's where Grammarly comes in. With an AI chat
no
that
more
helps
ads.
take you.
Please, no more ads.
Between Sensui, Genkai, and Enma, Yusuke could definitely destroy the planet. Examining his sky-splitting clash with Yomi and measuring its scale, that's about 4 quadrillion megatons of TNT, which is crazy.
Similarly, mid-series Ichigo could shake Huecomundo, tear through hell, and block attacks that could destroy the Soul Society. But at his peak, he beat Yuhabak, who could destroy several realms, which is far more impressive than just one.
To be fair, Yusuke also beat Yakumo, who could threaten 2 realms at the same time, pretty close to Yuhabak's threatening 3.
And Yusuke far surpassed Yakumo afterward. The gap between him and Sensui alone was 10 times. So there could be an argument for Yusuke's power surpassing Ichigo if 3 realms was truly Ichigo's limit.
Fortunately for Ichigo, it's not. Yuhabak was also gonna destroy the Garganta, which has at least 29 pocket dimensions inside it.
Each containing at least a planet and star, much larger than Yusuke's planet-sized worlds. Plus, Ichigo matched Yuhabak in True Shikai, without his additional boost from Half Hollow and True Bankai.
As always with Death Battle, there's arguments either way, but the way we see it, even being generous with Yusuke's power and
Ichigo was 1-1.
the gap was just too big, giving Ichigo the final edge. Sorry if things got messy, but that's just how Ichigo goes.
The winner is Ichigo.
All right, who's
Kurosaki.
next?
Next time on Death Battle.
Metal Sonic. Cell?
Subscribe and join as a member to
Okay,
see more
Metal
Death
Sonic
Battle.
versus Cell. This is going to be very interesting. Anyway, those you don't know, RIP. I think the voice actor, the dude who voices Cell, I don't know current Cell, but passed away, man. RIP to him. If I'm wrong, you know, go ahead and correct me in the comments. But anyway, drop a comment below. What you think of the fight? You happy or sad for the outcome? Or are you more excited for this fight? Anyway, make sure you give a boy a like, comment, and subscribe. And fantastic day. Peace.